Everything will be fine.
Welcome to Igniting Pathways. Thank you so much. I hope you have subscribed. I hope you're listening on Apple Podcasts. Hope you checked out the website at www.ignitingpathways.org. Just so glad to have you here. What is your heart saying? Do you even take the time to listen to your heart? And what I mean by when I say, do you take the time to listen to your heart? I mean, what decisions do you make in regardless to the way you feel? If you're the type of person that says, well, I don't make those type of decisions on feelings, I think about them. Well, isn't what generates through your heart helps promote your mind or your decision making? Well, let's pay attention to that. I hope you understand and you realize that your heart guides kind of your thinking and your motives and your decision making. So it all plays into a part. But what we seem to do is we forget and we neglect that. And that's what stops us from pushing forward in our dreams. That's what stops us from igniting ourselves. It's the fact that we're not acknowledging the fact that our heart is guided or guided by things that are not right or misguided. So we think we're doing something or we're just falling in a pattern just to either make ends meet or either what we've been pushed to doing or what we feel like we should continue to do just for an approval or whatever the sake, or this has just been the generational patterns that we have conformed to because it's just something that engraves, something that we want to do, or something that we just fit into. But let's take a moment to think about what can we do for ourselves so that we can do it and enjoy it ourselves. See, we don't take the time to do that. We don't take the time to listen to ourselves, and we're missing that. We're missing that big piece. That big piece where we can trust in ourselves and have full confidence and faith in ourselves. Yes, I use the word faith because you have to believe in yourself to know the purpose and the design that you are built for. And I might drop another one, but you're built for service. And just because you're serving doesn't mean that you're not going to get a return back from that. That's absolutely not what it means, because you should get a return from it, from your service. And what I mean by that is, how else are you going to continue to serve or continue to do what you need to do to continue to push on? And that's what I mean by doing what you love. You have to continue to do what you love, and you have to push through in what you love to do. I don't know what that is, but I would love to help you to find out what that is. And that's by going through series of different things to find out what you love, because the true purpose of us living and enjoying what we love to do and what we're here to do, that's finding that out. I heard this quote somewhere that there's two most important events that happens in our lives. That's one when we're born, and the other is when we find out what's our purpose. So explore that with me, finding out your purpose, finding out what you want to do to push forward, to continue to dream, to love, to find the joys of life, to find the joys of living. It's doing what you do and love every day. Like me, I love talking to people. I love talking to people. I love to get to know people. I love to hear their stories. People are unique and fascinating in their own way. Now, I'm not trying to say somebody that's a celebrity or somebody that's not famous is not interesting or unique, but sometimes when you look deep into the crevices of out of fame or that glamorous lights, there is people, hardworking people that just has a unique story. There are certain people that have not even been seen yet or been put in the limelight or doesn't want to be put in the limelight. And when you get to know them and hear their inspirational stories or hear their motivational stories, you're just like, oh my goodness, like this person is just incredible. Some of us have that in our lives already or could remember a person like that in our lives. Here's my biggest challenge to you. Why is that person not you? Why can't you be that person? Don't matter which stage you're on or what platform you're on, but be that person in somebody else. I truly believe we are relational people. And in being relational, meaning that we need each other. We grow off of each other. If you ever listen to the beginning of my intro, I talk about support and security when I talk about RAS. And I told you in certain episodes, you'll hear about me talk about that. I'm not saying we're going in depth and talking about RAS, but what I'm saying is we're going in depth and talking about security and support. And that's that relational aspect that I'm talking about. That's that relational perspective that we need to conform and turn to so that we understand that the purpose of living is not just for ourselves, but it's in service to others. There is a reward in serving in others. There's a sense of joy that we get when serving in others. And what I mean by that is just take it right. So just take it from my perspective. I love coaching people. I love talking to people. I love coaching to people. And I love that connection that you build with people and that you just get and you come alongside with somebody and you leave something behind. You and your perspective know that you leave behind where that person can learn from and grow from. And that's what I'm talking about, the service of leaving a legacy behind. With that security and that support that you just have, that you just know to come and to be a part of, is something that you should strive for. And that's something that we should just accomplish and have together. And when I mean together, I mean that's you and your dreams and what you go off and set to do. Because a part of your dream is doing what you love, and doing what you love, and a part is what you give back to. I hope that's making sense in where you understand the complete purpose of finding what you love to do and finding your purpose in life. You see, what Igniting Pathway wants to do is you find in yourself what you want to do and grow and find out the togetherness and the all that's going on with inside of here and transforming that into giving what you want to do, what you love to do. It's just remarkable. And in Igniting Pathways, that's what we want each and every person that comes to acknowledge and to see and to breathe into doing. But the first step is developing yourself. The first step is you got to want to do it. And the first step is you got to want to embrace and grow into a different self perspective and a different mind perspective. So you got to change and you got to accept. I think I remember reading a book about accepting your scars and embracing who you are. So accepting your scars and embracing who you are is the acknowledgement of who you are. It's that self-mirror check. And it's like, I understand who I am, but it's not going to stop me. I don't want it to stop you. I want you to embrace that. I want you to take that. And if you need help seeing that, well, then that's where you call on to a coach. You come to me if you want to and take that session. But you, if needing that relational aspect or leading that community or understanding that connection or wanting to see more of that connection, well, that's what you got coaching about. And I'm not saying you could definitely go to counseling if that's up to you. And you understand that that connection is important to you and you see the value of you. Because I know at Igniting Pathway, we want you to see your own path and we want you embracing yourself and build upon yourself and grow upon yourself and continue 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 and continue, not stopping. Because the embracement of life is a beauty and rare thing. It doesn't mean we have to stay in this trivial world or dynamic where it seems like we can't enjoy life. Like I told you before, I talked to numerous of people where they're just not enjoying life. No, I want people to embrace life. I want people to see life. I want people to understand that life is not what's been projected onto you. It's not the projectile that's been projected onto you. It's false. It's narratives being pushed to you so you can't see. No, it's, you got to understand, like I challenge you and I challenge everyone. The misconception of success is if it is about this insurmountable wealth, then why is there comparison? If you are to say you're successful, then why are you saying why is there comparison? Where it's, if you got this amount of wealth and you're like, well, I'm successful, why is there somebody that say, well, I'm more successful than you? Then there's this continuous cycle where you have to be on top or try to be on top or be competitive. And fine, you can say, well, I'm not competitive and I'm happy with it, but they're still that competitive. But again, can you argue that same argument if someone was to come, I'm doing what I love? You can't. Well, you're going to say, well, I love what I do better. No, it doesn't matter. Because as long as you're doing what you love, then there is no point to everything else. And that's what I'm saying about changing that perspective and you understanding and you see from that concept that, hey, like I can live in this world doing what I love and passing it on to somebody else so somebody else can see the value of living. See the value of, it's not about this competition. It's not about these false narratives that are being pushed, but it's just about doing what I love to do and sharing that with people. So I hope you stay tuned. I hope you tune in as we unlocked more, because like I said before, igniting yourself is not a dream, but it has to be a passion. And you have to make it a passion in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Because if you're not believing in yourself and you're not pushing yourself, then you're not igniting yourself. And that's what Igniting Pathways is here for. So if you need that additional help, like by all means, let's talk about it. But I hope you understand the gravity of your heart, the gravity of the design of you, the gravity of the beautiful of you. Because if you check in my website, you're beautifully and wonderfully made. So let's explore that. Let's take that and let's transform that into the visual of how we look at ourselves and how we place ourselves onto this world. And then we're going to project that out, going the route of our dreams and our passion and creating something beautiful. That's something we designed to believe beautiful. Again, I hope you start to explore yourself. I hope while you're tuning in, you're starting to hear other things. You're starting to build that self-confidence, or you're starting to push further, or you're starting to think. And that's good as well, because that's what I want you to do. Thank you so much for listening.
Hi, Drew.